In this lecture, we will learn about Python's time class. The time class is also similar to the datetime class, but only contains time information, not date information. A time object represents a local time of day. To start working with times in Python, we first need to import the datetime module at the top of the code. Next, we will actually create a time object. First, we will create a variable named time. Then we will set it equal to datetime.time and pass in 5 for the hour, 5 for the minutes, and 5 for the seconds. I have a few quick notes to point out here. First, the time constructor function takes in a few more optional arguments, like the microseconds and time zone information, but those are outside of the scope of this course. For right now, I want to teach you the most relevant information without going on a tangent about every possible parameter you could use for every single function. Also, the valid range for an hour is from 0 to 23, the valid range for a minute is from 0 to 59, and the valid range for a second is also 0 to 59. If an argument is outside of this range, you will get a value error. To access the hour for our time, we can use the hour attribute. For example, we can print out time.hour to see the hour for our time. When we run the code, you will notice that 5 was printed out since 5 is the hour we specified when creating our time object. We can also print out the minutes for our time using the minute attribute. Let's use Python's print function and print out time.minute to get the minute value for the time. When we run the code, you will notice that 5 was printed, which is correct since we specified 5 to be the minutes for our time. To get the seconds for our time, we can use the second attribute. For example, let's print out time.second to the console. When we run the code, you will notice that 20 was printed since 20 is the number of seconds we specified when creating our time object. To get the minimum possible value for a time object, we can use the time class's min property. Let's print out datetime.time.min to the PyCharm console. When we run the code, you will notice that 000000 was printed, which represents 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 0 seconds, the smallest possible value for a time. To get the maximum possible value for a time object, we can use the time class's max property. For example, we can print out datetime.time.max to the PyCharm console. When we run the code, you will notice that the hours is 23, the minutes is 59, and the seconds is 59.999999. This is the maximum possible value that a time can have in Python. In the next lecture, we will learn how to use Python code to generate a calendar for a specified month and year.